So I'm gonna recording. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. So this is the packet tracer software, for those of you who don't know. Today we're going to do something very simple, which is we're going to connect a PC and a laptop to a wireless router. And then we want to verify that both devices, the PC and the laptop, are receiving IP addresses and are connected to a Cisco server. So the first step is you want to get these devices. As you can see, this is the layout of the software. As I said, the first thing we need is a PC, right? So here in this section, you can see that uh, you can get any devices you want. So for example, here you have network devices, here you have end devices, here you have connections, here you have, for example, wireless devices, etc. Now we want a PC and a laptop. These two devices fall under the category of end devices. So for example, here, you can see that when you press this button, you can see a subset of all the devices that fall under this category. And in this case, I want a PC. So simply, I just can press on this button and I can see it here. I also want a laptop. So I press on this button and I can see a laptop. Now, if you want to know more about this device, you can double click on it and it takes you to this other pop-up. And here, for example, you can see how the device actually looks like in real life. And you can zoom in and, for example, play around with the buttons. In case you, for example, you don't know what each of these button stands for or what its main role is, you can explore here in the modules section. For example, here you can see that there's a description for every single one of the buttons in case you don't know. For example, in my case, I want to change the name of my PC. For example, I wanna call it ISPC. So you can do so here in the display name section, and you can see that it directly converts here in the main page. For example, here in the laptop as well, you can see how the laptop looks like. You can play around with the buttons, as I previously said. And here, for example, I want to change its name. So I'm going to call it, for example, Fatin's laptop. So it's very simple. You just change it here in the configuration. Sometimes networks can be very condensed. So you have many PCs, you have many laptops. So this is why it's easier for you to name them and to keep your network organized. Now, in our case, we just have these two devices, a PC and a laptop. We want to get a router. I already got this router, but if you want to get a router, usually it's a wireless device, right? So here in this section, uh, sorry, here, you can see here in the wireless devices section, this WRT 300N device. So this is basically the router. You just click on it and you get it. What do I need as well? I need a modem, right? A cable modem for the router. You can find the cable modem in the here in this section. In the one emulation. So here also you press on the cable modem and you can add it to the layout. So now, so far we have the PC, we have the laptop, we have the router, we have the cable modem. Here regarding the server, you can find it here in the back and in the end devices. In this, it's this one. And regarding the internet, you can find it here just like we found uh, the router, or sorry, the modem. Here it's this one. It's PT Cloud, and you connect it to the server. Now that we have all our devices in the layout, we want to connect them together, right? Now, a common question is, how do we know which of these connections to use? Usually, if you are connecting devices that are the same devices, you use crossover cables. And if you are connecting different devices, you use straight through cables. So, for example, here in this case, I want to connect my PC to my laptop, right? Since they are different devices, sorry, my PC to my router. Since they are different devices, we connect them using straight through. So here, for example, we check which like as you can see when you hover over them, you can see what they stand for. So for example, this is the crossover. As I said, crossover is only used when we have devices that are the same. So we don't need that in this case. We need this copper straight through. So we press on it, and simply I want to connect my PC, right? So I press on my PC, and I can see that I have many different ports that I can use. In this case, I want to use the Ethernet 0 port, and I want to connect it with the router. And similarly, here in the router, we have many different ports that I can plug them into. I'm going to plug them into Ethernet 1. So now these two are connected together via this copper straight through cable. Next up is I want to connect the modem. So the modem is connected to the router, right? How is it connected to the router? Since as I said, there are different devices. So similarly, I connect them through a copper straight through cable. So similarly here, I press on the modem. Sorry. I press on the modem, and I want to connect port 1 with the router. And here in the router, I select on the internet. So now the router and the modem are connected together, and the router and the PC are connected together. But now the modem is not connected to the internet. When here, for example, when we say internet, we don't mean like literal internet. We mean the internet service provider. So, for example, in Lebanon, it would be Ojero, for example. You have at home your router connected to the modem, and this modem is connected to the internet service provider. It could be a private company, it could be a public company. An example to make it easier for you would be, for example, Ojero. So you connect this modem you want to connect this modem to the internet service provider. How do we do that? It's not through straight through copper wire. It's usually a coaxial cable, which is the one I just pressed. So similarly, the cable modem has only two ports. I already used one of them, so this leaves me with only port 0. So I press on port 0, and then regarding the internet or like the ISP, I'm using coaxial, so by default, I'm gonna press on coaxial. Nowadays, many people are using also fiber optics, so it depends also on different layouts and different infrastructures that are used. But usually, and traditionally speaking, coaxial cables are used. So now I have connected the PC with the router, the modem with the ISP and the router, and I still have the laptop, but I don't want to connect the laptop using cables. I want it to be wireless. So therefore, I don't want any cables. So I'm gonna leave it as it is now. Now, the first step is I want to make sure that this PC is connected. So I want to configure this PC. So I double click on it. It takes me to this section, config section. You press here. So because here here, as I discussed previously, you can see the physical attributes. Here you can go to the desktop of the PC. So like it's a simulation. It's as if you're inside this desktop. And here we are in the configuration tab, because I want to set this desktop for to be DHCP. So anyone knows what DHCP is or why I'm doing this? Hello guys, can you hear me? If you don't know, it's fine. Just confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So the reason we are using DHCP is so that the router can automatically assign IP addresses. Usually, assigning IP addresses to devices is manual. So you assign manually an IP address for every device. But using DHCP, the router does the entire process. So you don't have to worry about assigning anything manually. So now when I pressed DHCP, we can see that we received an IP address, proving that the router automatically assigned this IP address to this PC. Okay, so this is very important because it obviously makes life easier. And now that I have assigned the IP address of this, like I have selected DHCP and allowed the router to assign this IP address to this PC, I can move on with the next step, which is to check everything. So you go to this desktop panel and you want to go to the command prompt. So here it's like you're inside the terminal of your PC and you want to type in ipconfig. Okay, this command lets you see whether like the attributes of your device. And if ipconfig doesn't work, you can press ipconfig/all. This is what you should expect on in your output. So here, as you can see, I have my IP address, I have my subnet mask, I have my default gateway address, and all the information I need to know. After seeing this makes me confirm that my device and my router are connected. But now I want to check if it's connected to the server. So now I want to ping, send packets. So here I'm just going to ping cisco.pka. And I pressed enter. It's going to take a while. The reason is I sent packets and I'm waiting for these packets to be received. If all my packets are received, then this means that the connection is successful. If half of them are received or like a number of them, then this means I have connection, but it's unstable. And if zero of these packets is received, then that means my connection is not successful. So for example, here we can see that I sent 4 packets and I received 4 packets, meaning that zero were lost. And as I said, sent equal 4, received equal 4, lost equal 0. So I have a 0% loss, meaning that my connection is successful. Okay, so this is how you guys can check whether your PC is connected well to your router and to your internet. To recap, I pinged my server. I sent 4 packets. I received 4 packets, meaning that my connection was successful. And regarding the router, to check whether my PC was connected to the router, I typed in the ipconfig command and I got all of the attributes of the IP address I need in I have in my PC, proving that again it is connected. So this is how you can check whether any device is connected or not regarding the PC, which is in our case a wired connection. Before I move on to the second case, which is which is the laptop, which is wireless, I just want to make sure that everything is clear. If you have any questions regarding how a certain step was done, please go ahead. And if not, I'm gonna continue with the laptop. So, is everything clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, I want to configure the laptop. Okay, so this laptop is wireless, right? But how can I connect it to the network? So first, I double click on this laptop and I go to the physical attributes. We can see the laptop, right? Since it's wireless, I have this module here, okay? This module, I want to take it out and I want to replace it with a module. You can see that I tried to remove this module, right? And it gave me this error, can't remove a module when the power is on. So the first step you have to do is you have to power off the laptop. How do you power off the laptop? You see this button, you just press it. Now it's powered off. Now I can safely remove the module. And I want to replace it with a module that allows me to wirelessly connect, which is in our case this module, the WPC300N. As you can see in the description, it states that it provides a 2.4 gigahertz wireless interface suitable for connection to wireless networks. So even if you don't know the numerical like what each number stands for, you can simply just read the description and you can understand what each of these does. So you replace the modules. Now I have this wireless module inserted here, and now I can power on my laptop back again. Now that that I have the suitable setup for my laptop, I can connect it. So I want to go to the desktop section, and I will go to this PC wireless section, and I want to connect with my router. Okay. So here in this case, you can see that this is the router. It's called home network, and I just press on the connect button. Adapter is active, means that my laptop is now connected to the router wirelessly. Now I want to check, right? So I go back again to the desktop, and I want to go to the web browser. Okay. And now it took me to this page, and I want to check if it's actually receiving internet or not. So I'm just gonna, just like we previously in the PC, we pinged the cisco.pka here. I'm gonna type it in on the website and see if it directs me to the website. That means I have internet and my laptop is fully connected. If it does not direct me, then that means there's something wrong with the connection. So I pressed this, I typed in the cisco.pka server, and obviously, as you can see, it directed me to the web page, and it proved that my laptop is also connected. Now, again, if you want to see if your laptop is connected to your router, you just similarly type in ipconfig, and you can get all the information regarding the IP addresses. So this was the very simple network. I have my router, I have my PC, and I have my laptop. The laptop is wirelessly connected to the router. The PC is connected via Ethernet to the router. I made sure that they are all connected to the server. I pinged the PC and I went into the website on the laptop, and we can see that in both cases it was successful. Here I got an outcome, and here I got 4 packets received from the original 4 packets that were sent, proving that everything is connected here in this network. This is a very simple network, but it demonstrates two important concepts: wireless versus wired connections, how to connect them to the router in each case, how to prove that they are connected to the server, and this is the simple network that I wanted to demonstrate today. You can find the step-by-step guide in written format on Moodle. It's downloaded, and this is it. If you have any questions regarding this demo, please go ahead now so I can directly address them before we move on to the second part of today's tutorial. This is a short tutorial, but it forms the basis of Packet Tracer and what you guys need to know to build on from here. Is everything clear? Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, everything is clear. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, since you guys have no questions, Faten is gonna take over with the second part of the tutorial where you have to do an exercise and it's going to be graded. So Faten, please go ahead.
Okay, sure. Just before we move to the second part, do you all have Packet Tracer installed? But want to go over the steps to install it. Can you please all confirm?
I don't have it installed.
Okay.
Don't have.
Okay, so I guess before we start with part 2, let's um, Okay, let me share with you how you can install it. I will send you the link. Okay, and let me share my screen to show you what are the steps. Screen. Okay, so please go to that link that I pasted here in the chat and click on Start Learning. It will open this here in the search for packet tracer. Getting started, this one, getting started with Cisco Packet Tracer. It's a course. You should enroll to that course. So I've already logged in, but I guess for you, because it's the first time, you need to sign in. So create an account and go to this course and click on that. So when you go to this course, you will see that here, tracer downloading help, you go to this link. So install Cisco Packet Tracer window here. You click on this link and it should start the download process. Okay, so please go try to do that. I will give you like just few minutes to go to that link. Then I will start explaining the second part. لأنه the second part it will be graded, so you need to submit it على Moodle. We've created for you a submission, so please make sure to follow. Can you please repeat the process? Yeah, so I was saying that you should go to the link that I pasted here in Zoom. Where is it? Okay, you should create an account in Cisco Network Academy, and here in the search for courses, you search for Packet Tracer, Cisco Packet Tracer Learning Connection. Let me share this as well. And you enroll in this course. It's a free course. And when you enroll, you should see a link, resume course, this link. So it will direct you to the download page. I guess I can paste directly this page. Yeah, I believe you just need to create an account, but you can directly go here. Okay, great. So this is the second part. So in this lab, we'll be basically explaining how to configure a small network of routers using a protocol called RIP, or Routing Information Protocol. So RIP is basically a very simple routing protocol, which is designed to help routers to determine what's the best path for sending data across a network. So let's take this network here. This is the one that you will be implementing. So basically, if you notice, like from a high level, we have three networks. Okay, we have three PCs. وكل PC it belongs to its own network. So PC 0 basically belongs to network 1.0 with subnet mask 24. PC 1 belongs to network 2.0 and PC 1 and PC 2 belongs to network 3.0. هلا initially we have three routers. Initially, for example, router 0, it only knows about its network, its own network. So router 0 بس عنده information about network.1.0. But it doesn't know, as a first step, it doesn't know anything about the other network, which is 2 or .3. فإذا initially we want to ping from PC0 which is network dot one to another network, it won't work لأنه those PCs are living in different networks. Basically here we will be using the routing information protocol. So RIP is basically we enable RIP on those routers كل router will start sharing the routing information of its neighbors. يعني initially router 0 it will tell its neighbors which are router 1 و router 2 إنه hey guys I know how to reach مثلا النتورك اللي هي 192.168.1.0. So router 1 و router 2 رح يصير عندهم that kind of information. نفس الشيء will happen with router 1. It will share with router 0, router 2 that router 1 can reach the network of 2.0 و router 2 as well. So that exchange of information, it happens every 30 seconds. وبصير كل router will send its routing table to the neighbor's router. over time by the time يعني كل router exchange those information كل router will learn how to reach all the networks in that certain network topology. So that's basically a high level of what we are trying to do. So by the end of the lab, you will be able to ping from PC0 to PC1 or PC2, which are living in different networks. Okay, so any questions before I move to the steps?
Can we just wait a minute to download the
Yes.
Eclipse?
Yeah, sure. While waiting, maybe I can explain a couple of things that you will need to build it. So هلا انتو you need to build this whole network وال PDF is detailed enough إنه حاطين كل ال comments that you need to run, what you need to do, and so on. بس في كم concept that I will be explaining to you in order to build this network. While you're waiting for the packet tracer, let's maybe explain. So here it's saying before starting we need to add 3 PCs, 3 routers. So as I was explaining, sorry. Okay. So as I was explaining, if we go here, it's not full the screen. Okay, so أول شيء we need to add routers. Basically, we go here, routers, router name that we will be using. Yes, you can download the 1.0.3 packet tracer version. So the routers that we will be using are called 2811. They look like this. So in one of the steps we are saying, if you see here the PDF, it says that for each router, open the physical tab, turn off the router, add this module, which is WIC 2T, then turn on the router again. So what that mean هي إنه ما نفتح الراوتر when you click on that. It basically means okay قبل ما نفتح الراوتر if you see here let me try to open. So router by default it doesn't have much interfaces. By default بيكون بس عندها those 2 interfaces which are fast Ethernet that we use to connect to the PCs بس ما عندها any serial interfaces. So the reason we add that module هي basically if you see here we open the physical tab نعمل zoom in. So أول step here we need to turn off the router. So we do it like this. We turn this switch. نجي على this module here and we grab it ونحطها in this place. So basically this ونرجع نعمل turn. Basically what this does, it will introduce لأنها 2T, it will introduce 2 additional interfaces which are serial interfaces. And those interfaces will be needed to connect 2 routers together. Okay? Any questions? Okay, so you need to do the same step for all of those 3 routers. كرمال to introduce 2 additional serial interfaces on each one of them so that we can connect the routers together. One more thing to explain here, if you see this diagram, okay, 1 second. Okay, if you see this diagram here, we will be using for connection serial DCE cables. So serial DCE cables, it mainly means إنه when two routers are connected via serial cables, we need to specify some kind of timing to know to send the bits correctly. So we know إنه bits are sent as zeros and one, but between two routers they need to يتفقوا على how those bits will be sending. So that's why you will see على كل router side you will see something called DCE, something called DTE. DCE stands for Data Communication Equipment, وهي basically it controls the speed by using a clock rate. والدي تي اي هي data terminal equipment و it uses that clock that was set by the DCE to configure that clock timing rate. So for example here you will see إنه نحن عم نروح على الانترفيسز. هلا we will explain it later when you start with them, بس هلا عم بعطيكم like a high level overview of what we are trying to do. بنروح على one of the interfaces اللي هن DCE. We set a clock rate. So here we are setting إنه speed between those two routers it will be 56 kilobit per second. So that's basically a very important concept when we want to connect two routers مع بعضهم so that the data will be sent in a correct way. But I said will be configured على DCE side مش على. So you will be asking إنه كيف حنعرف أي side is the DCE وأي side هي ال DTE. So I already added those. So what you will do here بدنا نجي على ال connections بنروح على serial DCE cable. We specify for example to connect serial 0 to serial 0. So here you will see إنه here في a clock sign. ليه؟ لأنه packet tracer if you choose this type of connection the first router that you click on على طول بتاخدها as a DCE و the second router will behave as a DTE. So let me explain again. So let me delete this connection. إذا نحن جينا لهون I selected هالمرة router 7 before router 8. So عملنا here router 8. Here صاروا بالعكس صارت الراوتر 7 هي الدي سي اي والراوتر 8 هي الدي تي اي. Okay, so any questions or حدا بلش حدا عنده packet tracer وبلش ولا we are all still waiting packet tracer to be downloaded? Waiting, okay.
Okay, but guys, one more thing I want to add in هيدا meeting it has a time limit of 2 minutes, so it's going to shut off after 2 minutes. So please rejoin after it shuts off, okay?
Okay.
I guess we will be waiting so that you download packet tracer ونرجع نعمل steps again. But any questions about the concept, what we are trying to do, the end goal of this lab, anything? Okay, great.
Okay guys, so as discussed هلا the Zoom حيسكر, so make sure please to rejoin the new link على Moodle. You'll find it in a few, okay?